This is the TAF Hub, a show brought to you by TAF Africa Global to educate you on real estate matters, to mentor you and inspire you.
After 48 years of working and also traveling all over the world, I am ready to share my experience with you, especially those young ones who follow me for inspiration.
The sun's still shining, the rain's not here. I'm here in my favorite place in the Gambia, TAF City. I am racing against the rain to get all the updates I can before it gets wet here. Wet and beautiful, but still sunny today. So let's go check out Vienna. No, you don't want to see Vienna. We know what's happening in Vienna. It's built, it's sold. Let's check out Didi. Sold out, but yeah, progress ongoing. That's what you guys want to see, isn't it? Let's go to Didi. And guess what? Uncle Taft is around in Didi. He's going to give all the updates because let's face it, I mean, I love the whole glitz and glamour, but when it comes to laterite, piping, fiber cable, preparation, formworks, all these things, not for me to tell you. Uncle Taft, CEO, head of construction, they're the ones to tell you all about it. Let's go check out Didi. Stay with me, guys. Got the boots on, ready to go. Uncle Taft! Uncle Taft! Where are you? There he is.
Hey, Anita!
Uncle Taft, I was just telling them you've been here since the morning. We can't keep up with you. We cannot keep up.
So you're on your progress report?
Yes, I am.
I'll do it today together with you.
I told them you know everything there is to know. So for now, tell us what's happening in Didi, please.
Now let me show you what we're doing here. Let me first start with the levels.
Okay.
You know, we are doing the infrastructure now because we do the infrastructure, you know, before we finish the houses. But remember, all this we have done a topographical survey of it, meaning we know the levels, the natural level of the ground.
Okay.
And then the drainage has been designed because that's very important to stop flooding.
Yep. Yep.
You know, so we designed the drainage, we know the amount of water that will pour and how we drain it off to the river. We have a river very close to here.
Okay.
Drainage is an issue because if you remember last year in the Gambia, I mean, we had floods.
Yes, we did. With
climate change, we think it's going to happen more.
So what are we doing here to make sure, because we know TAF City, we do things differently, right? So what are we doing here?
You know, there is internationally what we call the flood line. There's a line, based on the scientific calculation that if it floods by any chance, it cannot go beyond that.
Right.
So for here, we're looking at a 100-year flood line.
100
yes.
years?
So in the next 100 years, if there's any possibility of flood, where would it be?
So, Uncle Taff, you're building a city and you're thinking 100 years ahead. When even your grandchildren might not even be living here, you're thinking that far ahead. That's what we do, right, with the master plan?
Yes, yes. What you do is, you build for prosperity. You know, you don't build just for your own lifetime. And any good planner, any good leader, the reason why you have a vision is to plan for generations to come. Because surely this building are going to be standing here when we are down there.
Yes, yes.
That's the reality.
Yes.
So you must be considerate to that generation that's going to come after you.
Yes.
And make sure you do it right.
That's amazing.
So planning is key.
Yeah.
So let me show you here what we do. So what we've done is the building heights are 1 meter above the 100-year flood line.
Above?
Above.
Okay.
So, we established the flood line that, look, this is the 100-year flood line, but we are now putting it 1 meter above, just to be sure. Now, let me show you the evidence. You go and put the staff over there on that building.
Oh, we're going to see some evidence. So you're going to, seeing is believing.
Yes, yes.
Seeing
so let me just show you now. You see, I did this when I was 18 years old. So I am going to take the height of that staff. That's what they call the staff.
What he's holding just there. Okay.
What he's holding is called the staff. And it's like a meter, like a rule. So.
Yeah, I see why you said him. I'm a bit short. You wouldn't have.
Yeah, I adjusted it to my height. So now, this is reading 0.777. So 0.77 is the is the mark, the invert there. Where's my, okay. So 0.77. Come. Put the level on the road here. So the height here is the height of the staff is 1.67. So then you subtract now 1.67 minus
0.77.
0.77. So it's 0.9.
Nice.
So almost 1 meter. So remember, we haven't put the tile there. We have to put a screed, put the tile. So there's about 1 meter difference between the road level here, which is actually even lower than the drain.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
So that's 1 meter difference between the road now and the floor level of the veranda.
Okay.
Not the house itself.
The veranda.
Now let's talk about, we're talking about drainage here. Let me have my hat on so I can protect myself from the sun. You see what we've done here, we are casting the drains. You see, these are all the drains being casted. As you can see, these guys are working there.
Okay.
So the gradient of it is 0.25. So it's on a fall. You see, from that end there, going all the way out, the gradient is 0.25.
0.25.
Yeah. So it naturally has a fall. So we've calculated it. So the road is cambered like this. So the water comes into here and then falls from the houses into there and drains out.
Perfect.
So you don't have any flooding in here.
Perfect.
But let me show you now. Let's just measure up there the natural height. Remember, where we're standing now, it's the existing ground level. So when we came here, this is the existing ground level. So between the existing ground level and the floor level in there now, look what it is. You see?
Yes.
That's 1 meter.
1 meter.
Yeah. So you see where we're standing now? So all this we have to fill. So it shows you the height, the amount of filling that we have to do.
Yeah.
So some people, when they build, what you find is they just come and build on the natural ground level.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think this is the time where we blow our trumpet. You said it yourself.
Ba, 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 ba.
TAF have done it again.
Yeah. So you see, all the filling that we, at this stage now, we're bringing all the filling. You see, we're bringing topsoil in, and this is all filled. And you can see the height of the septic tank and soakaway. All this will be filled and covered.
Wow.
So by the time by the time this house is ready, this is the fill. So there's over 75 centimeters of fill height that we have put inside here. And then now we do the landscaping. So that's important for flooding. So everything now is at a gradient from here and goes down to the drain.
Okay, Uncle Taft, just remind, so we have some viewers that don't know anything about the building process.
Yeah.
So you just said the roof. What happens before the roofing? What happens after the roofing? What's the breakdown of stages in building?
Okay, let me start from the superstructure. Let's just start from there.
Okay.
You see, that's the superstructure. And by the way, the blocks that we're using now have got some laterite in it. Okay. So because we were substituting some sand from the laterite. Okay. But as you know, in the Gambia, we're running out of sand.
Yes, we are.
And that is why we're dredging at Denton Bridge.
Yes.
But at TAF, what we do, we use laterite dust, which is being used everywhere. You know, when they shift the laterite, the dust, the pebbles, the smaller particles, we use them and subsidize or substitute part of the sand that we have been using. So again, it's good for the environment.
Yes.
Because otherwise, all the sand dust would have been thrown away.
Yes.
So we're using it then, put some cement, and it's even stronger. We've tested it. That is why you have this color there. You have that laterite color in it.
Okay.
So from the superstructure, as you can see, we've got everything done now. Blocks have been laid, and then reinforcement is there going up, and that ties up the roof. Because again, you know, we've seen some houses here in the Gambia that when there's a storm, the roof blows up.
Yes.
That will never happen here. So all that's taken into consideration. So now from there, what we do is we put the roof on. Now, when we put the roof on, let's just look at this stage here. Here, what they're putting in now are the eaves. This is what we call the eaves.
Eaves, okay.
Yeah. So we have plywood eaves underneath for the weather. So it's not plaster of Paris and it's not hardboard. But this is plywood, and then it's painted. It's all painted. You can see it's all leveled up, all painted neatly. So what we are looking now on this house here, we've plastered everything. We've put in the first fix, electrical first fix. You can see there, the distribution board is there as you enter. And then you have all the cables are in.
Ooh, this is nice.
Okay, so Anita, you can see the roof the way it's constructed.
It's beautiful.
Solid. And I'm warning also those who build privately that these days I have seen that people compromise the construction of the roof process. As you can see here, it is not compromised. And all the wood you see here are treated for termites.
Really important.
Yes, we have anti-termite treatment on all this wood. With this country, you have a lot of termites around. It's always good to treat the wood with anti-termites.
So you treat it before it's even...
Before we fix it, yeah.
Perfect.
So it's all treated, and then you can see the white pipes there.
Yeah.
Those are all the electrical pipes that will be going in.
Okay.
But let's go out into the other house, and I'll show you the plaster of Paris, which is the ceiling, the way it's been done.
And also, another thing I've noticed, a lot of the roads that are being constructed in the Gambia, unfortunately and sadly, we're seeing a lot of houses that are being destroyed because obviously, I suppose it's to do with the master plan.
Master plan.
Whereas here, every buyer coming can ask for a plan. Well, it's on display and you see what's coming in the future. So we'll never have an issue here on this road, for example, where anything is going to be knocked down. Never. And I think it's important to point that out because there's been a lot of distress, you know, seeing these houses being destroyed.
Well, you know, when those houses were built, I don't think it was master planned. It was all bought, you know, from the custodian of the land, the local authorities, and then they were just built, and there wasn't much control. But if you come into a nicely planned city like this, it means that we have done everything possible within the planning rules, which is international, to plan the city. So everything is well planned. You know, as I said, the drainage and also the size of the roads, the streets, you know. So wherever inside the estates is 13 meters wide. So let me just show you now. Again, you can see the height. And if you just focus there, you know what this is? You see under the concrete here?
What is it?
This is called damp-proof membrane.
Damp-proof membrane.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So that goes all across.
Yes, all across. So everywhere we have a damp-proof membrane.
Okay.
And what it does is, so the damp that is coming up from the ground will not go past here. So it's a membrane that stops the damp coming up the walls to go into the building. So as you can see, we always put a damp-proof membrane. And it's called a DPM, or a course around which is called a DPC, a damp-proof course.
Well, I think...
Remember, I was a teacher.
Yeah, I know,
So that's what I taught my students, huh?
Good.
At this stage here, At this stage here, we have done the POP, the plaster of Paris, or what do you call in this country, gypsum.
That's going to be a gypsum ceiling.
But let me tell you, in a building, when you're doing a building, one of the most important things in getting things right, levels.
Okay.
Two things are lessons to learn. One is the squareness of the house, or anything you do in buildings, always square. And that's what I got from my secondary school days, my mathematics at secondary school days, from Pythagoras theorem.
Yeah.
You know Pythagoras?
Yes.
What Pythagoras says?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, Pythagoras says the adjacent square plus opposite square, you know, if you add them together, the root of it is the hypotenuse.
There we go.
That's diagonal. Once
you guys knew that, right?
And they call it in building the 3-4-5 formula.
3-4-5
Yeah.
formula.
So if you have 3 meters on the adjacent, 4 meters on the opposite, then the hypotenuse should be 5. And once you have it right, 5, it means that this is square.
Wow.
Because if you don't do it, then you'll go into some houses, for example, and you find that the tiles are not square. The reason why they're not square is because you haven't applied the rule. So now let me just show you here. The reason why we have this mark. Once we get into a level like this, what we do, we establish this mark, which is the datum mark.
What's it called? Say that again.
A datum mark.
A datum mark, okay.
Datum mark, normally we go about 1 meter above the floor level.
Okay.
So everything that we do, the tiling, all the tiles should be 950 millimeters. So less 50 centimeters, which is the tile and the screen. So now you measure from there, you will measure down to here. So all the tiles should stop here. So everything will be level.
Okay.
And now when you're putting also the ceiling, you measure from there. So this is your reference mark. So all the ceiling now around will be 193. So from this mark here, if you measure anywhere, it's all 193. And what that means is that everything is level. So here we are. As you can see this house here, our target is to have it delivered by end of this year.
Yep.
So that's 6 months time.
Yeah.
So let's go outside. Let me show you what we're doing there. Now in general, let me just show you what we have done in Didi, which we didn't do in Bena.
Okay.
In Didi, we had planned that all the bungalows are on one side. And then the story buildings or the duplexes are on the other side. So from there, when you enter, everything you see here, you have different types of bungalows, but all the bungalows are here. So you don't have somebody sitting on a balcony and overlooking the other house.
Nice.
Okay, now let's go. Let's just take a walk on here and you will see. And you see, like, for example, the farm walk. Nice farm walk. We make sure we train our artisans, our contractors, so everything they do is done to standard. Look at that farm walk. It's not just pulling up some wood and knocking it with nails. No, but it's been done properly. So training is key, and we do a lot of it here. So one can see here, as these carpenters are working, I mean, that's the farm work being done. And you see the reinforcement, huh? Good reinforcement. And here, because we're going to have a culvert over here, that is why it's all reinforced like this.
So is this going to go all the way?
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing? So this
all
is going to...
concreted, yeah.
Okay.
So the water starts from there, drains into here and out there. I just want to show you these cables here, for example. All these cables you see already in. Can you jump?
I'll let you do the jumping.
So you see these cables here?
Yeah.
These are all the underground cables. So we have laid all the power cables in here. So you don't see any cable hanging on a pole.
Okay, so yes.
Everything is underground. It's an armored cable.
Armored cable.
Yeah, it's dug in at a certain depth. And also there is a tape, a warning tape in there, nicely put in, protected. Now these two here, the reason why you're seeing these two, one is for one house, and this other one is for another house.
Okay, okay.
So we put all in. Remember, the water pipe also is already in.
Okay.
Now let me show you what we've done for the internet.
So that means even if we have a crazy storm and the trees fall down, it won't affect
Power,
owners.
no.
Yeah, that's
no,
perfect.
it won't affect the power.
Because we have that issue a lot. Oh, see what I mean? I mean, I'm not doing that.
These pipes here are for the fiber optic cable.
Fiber optic cable.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah. So what you're going to have here, you're going to have a manhole. I mean, an inspection. Well, it's an inspection chamber or a manhole, and this is where all the connections will be, you know, for the supplies. So we have an MOU with GAMTEL, and they are the ones putting all this in.
So they've already put them in.
Yes, it's already in. That's why you have it in red.
Yes.
And then you have the black, which are the electric cables, and then you have the water is already in.
That's why when we say handing over, you're literally ready to move into your house the same day. Everything's already in, you're ready to go.
So if you have a Christmas party and you have bought in Didi, be rest assured that your house will be ready.
And we're invited.
Yeah. So let me show you now where the two-story buildings are.
Okay.
Let's walk back to the two-story buildings where they are. So guys, as you can see here, on this road, we have done again the laterite, compacted it. And if you zoom over there, as you can see, the drainage has already been done. The invert for the drains have been done. You know, you can see the reinforcement all in. So in the event that it rains now, because we're predicting that it can rain anytime, so the water will now naturally go into the drain and drain out.
So this is what that side will look like?
Yes. Okay, so that's and casted, yeah.
Wow.
Now let me show you. You can see these units here. This is another Njie.
Yes.
The Njie is very popular. But as you can see from here, let me show you the different stages.
TAF Africa Grow. 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 TAF Africa Grow.
Njies are all plastered, meaning rendered, both internally and externally. In the Betty here, as you can see, we have already screeded it, because after the plastering, we screed it to smoothen the plaster, and then we've put in a coat of paint. That's why you see the color is different. If you look at these two different colors, this is different.
Okay.
Now, we can probably go up into this one, so you'll see the inside. Do you want to see it? This is the Betty. The Betty is 2-bedroom apartment ground, and then 3-bedroom apartment up. That's what you have in the Betty. So in here, this entrance here on my right will go up to a 3-bedroom, and this entrance is for a 2-bedroom. So you see where we are. Walls are all screeded, smooth. You see how smooth it is?
You call that screeded?
Screed, yeah. You screed it up.
Okay.
You know, and that's why there's a small grey color on it.
Okay.
That's this grey color. The screeding is the grey color.
Okay.
Yeah? In French, they call it andouille.
Andouille.
Andouille, like here with the French here, they call it andouille because of Senegal. But it's screeded, so it's smoothened the plaster. So you have it very smooth, and then we put a coat of paint here, you see? Now, as you can see up there, the plaster of Paris or the POP is all done. So in this house here, what we have next is to put the tiles, fix the doors, the electrical fittings, paint, and we're out.
Tiles, doors, electrical fitting, painting.
Yes, I mean you have sanitary obviously in the toilets, the kitchen cabinets, and so on.
But your point is that can be done during rainy season?
Yes, that's why we cover it all up.
Okay.
So during the rains, while it's raining heavy, we're not bothered. You can have the workers working inside. And you can see all the pipe work here. So when we tile, it's all connected. We have all this protected, reason being, when they're putting cement on the wall, you don't want cement to go inside the pipes.
Okay.
So these are all details that you need to be aware.
Yeah.
Because all of us get into a house and then we start having problems. And that is why it's good to buy your houses from reputable developers.
I've been doing it for 33 years.
33 years, man. It's no joke, huh? Great. Shall we go? Now, guys, if you have seen the master plan, you will, well, obviously you are seeing those houses finished.
Yeah.
That is Benna.
That's Benna, yeah.
That's Benna.
Okay.
So this wall here, there's a wall here, but there's a passage through here where the line goes to the transformer. Now, you see this big pipe here? Yeah. That's the main armored cable. That's why it's so big, huh? So One will have probably a small transformer here, and then it distributes. Or not, it's not a transformer, it's a pillar, electrical pillar. All the connection comes in through here.
So this is electrical.
This is electrical. There's the big armored cable coming from the substation.
Oh wow. Our
Yeah?
substation.
We have our own substation.
So our substation
Yeah.
is the one provided.
Yeah, it comes into here, and then you see all these cables will be connected at this dead end and distribute. There's a huge, big distribution box, which you will see already in Benna, and the finished area. Okay, let's walk outside now, and I'll show you where we are.
You know what I find amazing? The fact that you know every little detail about this city. Everything. Every little detail. That's why I dare not do these progress updates on my own. Because I know you'll be watching from home and saying, no, Anita, you missed this, you missed that. It's great, Uncle Taft. It's really good.
There's a saying that the painter who is holding a brush on a white canvas, he sees a finished picture. Because in his mind, it's already there. That's what he sees. If he's painting a horse, he can see the color of the horse, he can see the grass that the horse is eating, and everything, with all the colors, like your friend Defatu, But anybody who's looking at her starting at that point, if you ask her what she's doing, say, oh, she's applying paint on a white canvas.
Yeah.
But for her, in her mind, it's a picture. Same thing with me about having a vision. I have a vision to build a city. So when I close my eyes, in my mind, what I see is a finished city. And in my mind now, closing my eyes, I can see kids running around, I can see cars driving, I can see bicycles, Like now, if I close my eyes like this, in my mind, I can see a finished city. I can hear somebody hooting a bit. I can the kids here running around there. I can see all the flowers and the trees are so big. Beautiful city. But it's only me who can see it.
No, we share it. We share it.
You
My
can share
eyes
it.
are opening a little bit. I can see it too. I can see it too.
Yeah, so it's an imagination, and that is why for every leader, you must have a vision. Remember, in our leadership academy, one of the key values of a leader is to be a futuristic visionary.
Yes.
You must have a vision, otherwise you cannot lead.
Right.
You have to have a vision that, okay, for this number of years, X, Y, Z, this is where I want to.
Thank you for watching the TAF Hub. Until we come your way on our next episode, subscribe, like, and share.